Hey guys, welcome back to more ADV content here. Pulled this one once again because I know both players. They were both in Callus Invitational 3. Odin went out with an 0-2, but he had a pretty good performance in the games that he did play. He was definitely competitive with both Fear and Asta, and he very well may be invited again next year. And then Elodin did go deeper into the tournament. He was the best performing of the three Brazilians, outlasting Tama and Dexa. These guys are both well-versed in ADV, and they definitely play the tier differently, so hopefully this game will be exciting. Let's check it out. Elodin bottom side with a Skarm lead. That's going to bait out a Mag, so there's probably a Dug Trio on the back for Elodin, and he immediately does scout for the Magneton, and he switches into the T-Tire, so two birds with one stone going for the Swampert. There was a Rock Slide attempt. It missed, but realistically, how much would it have done to Swampert? Doesn't seem like a big deal, but Elodin does catch a Skarm with Hydro Pump on the way in. 38%, not bad at all. Skarm on Skarm action here. Spike's advantage for CyberOdin. See if either one has Taunt to prevent the other from spiking up. Doesn't look that way. Spikes and spikes. 2 layers to 1. Advantage CyberOdin as lefties begin to kick in here for him, and he heals up the damage he had taken. There actually is a taunt for Elodin. He just didn't use it the first time around, and he will prevent the third layer from coming down, but Odin is just leftying up and recovering off that Hydro Pump. T-Tar comes in, steps on the 1 layer. Both players now with 2 layers. T-Tar, no lefties. Could this be a choice bander here? Spikes and Rock Slide, respectively. Yeah, I'd say that's probably a choice bander. 63%. That is pretty fucking heavy. And there's Hidden Power Ground, which makes sense since it was, in fact, a Skarmory lead, which is trying to bait out a Magneton. And an unlucky miss there. The second Rock Slide miss of the game for CyberOdin. Wow, terrible sequence. Misses and gets crit. That's real crappy for Odin. That Skarm should be dead for Elodin. But bad luck kicks in multiple times for Odin, and he's going to fall behind here in a big way. He's down a poke, and he has the spikes disadvantage here. Definitely some unfortunate RNG that Elodin obviously benefited from. So Skarm Bliss team from Elodin. He goes to Bliss. Here comes the Rapid Spinner for Odin. Has not shown that just yet. Is there a Ghost for Elodin, or are we just getting an immediate Rapid Spin here? There's the Rapid Spin. There's no Gengar to block it. Those spikes disappear. Ice Beam is the punishment. 43%. Hits him hard, but doesn't freeze him or any BS like that. And Claydol is going to go up to 63% after lefties. Booms on the Bliss here. Kills her from 96%. Pretty good chunk. Got to have a little bit of an attack investment, presumably, to do that amount of damage. New poke shown for Elodin, his own Tyranitar. Bulky Water has not been shown for Elodin, so presumably he has an answer for this. And there is Milo, the famous Milo Doll combination. Very well might be last poke Dug Trio for Odin as well, to give him just a little bit more insurance. There's Crunch, gets out of the way. Here's Skarm, and there is the Surf with a critical hit of his own. So CyberOdin gets a little bit of hacks as well. Not necessarily as relevant as the hacks that were against him, but he'll take it. And we've got ourselves a 4-4 as an unexpected Breloom comes in. Not typically a poke on the standard TSS Big 5 teams, but Elodin's got him. And here comes Skarm. There's a Focus Punch in the domed. 71% from the stab Focus Punch. And Breloom, by the way, has a higher attack stat than Heracross. The thing hits like a truck. And there is Sky Uppercut. He did that because if the Skarm had gone for something like, say, Drill Peck to disrupt the Focus Punch, guess what? Doesn't stop the Sky Uppercut. And there is the knockout as Elodin retakes the lead. Thunderbolt comes down. There is the signature Breloom move of Spore. One of the very best, arguably the best move in the entire game, which is why so few things learn it. And here is another Focus Punch coming down. Rachi will take that neutrally. And wow, does not take it well neutrally at all. 70% from that. Rachi gets smacked in the mouth. He will, however, force the Breloom out. CyberOdin trying to get any amount of tempo back. A burn would be super helpful, and he's going to find it. Now, granted, this Tyranitar is at least partially special-based. We saw Crunch earlier. Protect Scouting for Fire Blaster Flamethrower. And he shows Crunch again. That could be Elodin being good enough to try to entice CyberOdin into thinking, nah, man, I don't have it, and then catching him with it here. And CyberOdin, very conservative, goes back. Great play for both players. Odin tries to convince him that he doesn't have it, and that would have worked on a lot of players. But CyberOdin, very heads up, does not fall for that, and scouts for it anyway. So really well played by both guys. Rachi does get roared out here, so we've seen Fire Punch protect, so that probably means it is an Asterachi, meaning the last moves would be Wish and Body Slam in this instance. There is Pursuit. He does not switch. We know that there is Fire Blast in the back, but Milo is very safe here should it come in again. There is the Withdrawal, and there is the Pursuit. 22% on the way out is not too bad, but it's not too good either. And Milo is going to make its way in safely. Now, when the Breloom comes in later, it cannot Spore something because of Sleep Claws. The Zapdos, as of now, is still asleep from that Spore, so the Breloom will have to fight fair. Whether or not that'll be the case or not, we'll find out. We've got 3 pokes each. One is still unrevealed for Elodin. And here comes Swampert on Milo. We don't know if this is toxic for either poke. We see that Milo does have it. And there's Ice Beam fishing for a freeze, which he finds immediately with a 10% chance. Elodin catching some BS there for sure. That makes the Breloom very, very dangerous as CyberOdin runs out of answers. However, the immediate thought makes that freeze backfire. Moltres gets surfed on the way in, and all of a sudden CyberOdin looking like he's going to win this game. Elodin is going to need some hacks here. He goes Hidden Power. Wouldn't have killed even with a crit, but it does a decent chunk, but he'll lose the Moltres in exchange. Critical hit Surf irrelevant there, but insult to injury. Here comes Breloom. Going to have to get a crit on the Milotic. He'll need crit Sky Uppercut here to get back into this game. And he's going to go for it. 35% is a huge chunk of change, but it's not a crit. That enables the counterattack Ice Beam, and Elodin looks to be in trouble. It's last Pokemon Swampert here, and he's poisoned. He's going to have to not only find a way to kill Milotic, which Swampert is not good at, but he's going to have to beat out the clock on that poison too. He could have refreshed, but that would mean that he's a set that cannot do anything meaningful to Milotic, and CyberOdin looks to have made this comeback. He is going to simply click recover until the Swampert dies to the poison. Elodin is aware, he sees the writing on the wall, and he is going to concede. This game is going to go to CyberOdin in what I thought was a pretty good one. Definitely some good plays from both guys, definitely some hacks from both guys. Overall, a pretty decent game, and I hope you enjoyed it. Rate, comment, subscribe. I've got one more coming.